This year's production of Julius Caesar is set in the early 1990s. It is an alternate history in which Rome was a former Soviet satellite. The Cold War is over, and the Soviet Union has collapsed. Brutus and the Romans are terrified of returning to a totalitarian state. They don't want Caesar to be the next Stalin. I was inspired by some of my students' interest in the Cold War when I chose this setting. I saw that a few of my 7th graders last year were fascinated by the Cold War map that was up for my 8th graders and thought that this play would translate well into that time period. By changing the setting of the play, the students have to look closely and carefully consider every decision that they're making when it comes to props and costumes. So they're really using their critical thinking skills to make sure that we're staying authentic to what the play is trying to say, but also putting it in our new time period. One of the things that I've really grown to love about doing Shakespeare over the past couple years is all of the cross-curricular opportunities. In art, we build our sets, we make our props with Mr. Royston. This year he came up with a really cool idea of screen printing images onto shirts and newsprint to make propaganda for our setting. Mrs. Robb has been tying in the play into English last year and this year, so the students really get to get into the literary elements of what's going on in the play and all the themes and things like that and character struggles. This year, since we had an alternate setting, we were able to tie in a little bit of history. We had to do some research on the time period in order to make it authentic. And we also did something new with technology this year. So we worked with Mrs. Miller in order to show an important scene. We really hope you enjoy this production because we've had a lot of fun working on it and practicing it, and I think it's going to be great.